Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. I really missed you so badly I cried in my sleep. And in this tutorial you may notice 3ds Max looks different. Why is that? It's 3ds Max 2012. What's that? Yes, it is the first video tutorial on the web for 3ds Max 2012, and you're not even paying for it. My god, it must just be a Christmas goddamn miracle. Okay, so we need to set up 3ds Max 2012 so that it looks mint, because at the minute it's got this kind of defaulty look going on. So if I go to customize, and then I want to load a custom user interface scheme, and then inside this, let's say I want to go to somewhere. Let's have a look and see what we got. We want to go into Autodesks. See, I'm in the wrong folder, that's why it's not working. We want to go down here. Go there, Autodesk, and we want to go to, I don't know, something. Here we are. No, that's the setup files. God almighty, it's the most difficult thing in the world, this. Here we are, 3ds Max 2012, user interface, and we want Amy Light. Why? Because I'm half blind, suffering from a hangover and can't see jack. There we go. Now, if this is only one pane, just drag it across to make it 2 panes. Once you've done that, if you see the little kind of view cube in the corner, murder it, because you don't want it. A couple of things you're going to notice immediately. Well, it looks pretty similar to the last one, so while we're bothering to use it, I shall show you. Let's see, open. No, I don't want to save my changes. And I want to go to my development folder. And then for my development folder, I want to go here, YouTube, where I have the NAD guard that I just built. Wait patiently, because it's an obsolete data format. Here we go. I'm going to keep the systems gamma and LUT for the moment. Wait patiently a few more minutes. Sod off. Right. Now then, I'm going to get rid of the lighting system, because frankly, I don't want it at the moment. There we go. And drop into my perspective window. Here we are. Now, thing you may not notice because you're not using it, and I am, is that this is a hell of a lot faster. And at the moment we're in shaded view. If I right click here, you'll notice we've got different views we can use now. So for example, you ever wondered what it looks like as a graphite pencil sketch? Now you can find out. Got to admit, that is pretty damned funky. What other kind of shading models do we have? God, I love playing with this. I can literally play with this stuff all day. Colour pencil. Wait patiently a second or two. Well, as there's no colour in it, that was kind of pointless. What else have we got? Ink. Or, don't need colouring. Acrylics. Pastels. We like pastels, look at that. See, pastels. Ooh. Looks pretty darn nice. What else have we got? Tech. Which is technical drawing, obviously. And we can turn off stylized if we don't want it, and just go back to, you know, realistic mode instead. Now you'll notice with realistic mode, the difference to this and shaded is that it's actually applying ambient occlusion and all sorts of funky clever things like that to our model on the fly, which you have to admit is pretty darn spicy and special, and I loves it. What else can we do? Let me see, if I hit the rendering button and go to render setup, and then down here to assign renderer, we can switch from mental ray to iRay. iRay's fun. iRay is about the simplest renderer in the world to set up. Okay, you just set how long you want to render for, and then click render, and it'll start real-time rendering your scene out. Now my system is quite fast, but it's not really fast enough to take mad advantage of iRay. But as you can see, we can start building up our render. And the good thing is that it kind of shows you what it's going to look like, so we can stop the render, adjust the lighting, go back in, keep adjusting the render, and so on and so on. It's pretty darn beefy, to be quite honest. And it'll render for as long as you specify it to render, or it can render for an infinite amount of time, a bit like Maxwell could. Fantastic tool. Okay, is there anything else we're going to be using a lot of? Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we repair this? Remember we had this problem in the last one, so let's isolate it. Now, you may remember what the problem we have with this is, and I'll just kind of show you here. If I go to vert select, you'll see we've got too many verts because this was in this was subdivided, right? But when we collapsed the sub D in 3ds Max 2011, it created all these because we had isoline display on. Now, that was my fault, admittedly. However, it gives me a chance to kind of show you how we're going to fix the error. So, if I just go here and then just press here to open my panel up, see it here, yeah? Go to selection. And what I want to do is select edges are less than 3. So basically when one of these is going to meet an edge less than 3, actually less than 2. So that'll be all the isolated ones. Press this button and give it a minute. Sorry, it's going to be 3 or less. There we go. Now you'll see that the only ones that aren't highlighted in red are the ones on actual intersection points. So if I hit backspace, there we go, it's cleaned up our model. And as you can see, it's already a lot cleaner than it was. Now all I have to do is go to Turbo Smooth, stick it back on, and we can stick on 1 or 2 iterations. I think 2 really, because I like it nice and smooth, as you can see. And we've lost all of our rather unpleasant artifacting that we had. You can see the artifacts as we start to do this. Now, there we go, just checking our model over, you can see some slight blemishing there. But I think all in all that should be fine. Don't turn on isoline display and I can just collapse it back to an editable poly again. Good thing is with this, if you look, it's so much quicker and easier to select and modify, even in realistic view mode. If you find this is slowing you down a bit, just go to shaded view, and you should get an FPS increase there. I like realistic, it's nice. And you can also activate your view cube and your steering wheels. See, tour building wheel, I quite like that. So there's your view cube if you want it back, for whatever reason. And there's your steering wheel, just in case. Not sure why I'd want it, but there you go. Just wait for save to do its business. This is quite useful if you've got a space mouse, to be honest, but aside from that, I really don't tend to use it. It's good if you like that kind of level of integration with other apps, though. Okay, now let's just go configure, and I can get rid of it by getting rid of it like that. There we are. Okay, so as you see, we've already fixed this part of the model that was a bit duff. We can apply that to any other part of the model, and we may have broken it if we need to. Thankfully, we haven't broken any other parts of the model yet. Who knows? It's probably just a matter of time. Isn't that nice? I really do like that. Okay, so that was just a quick overview to let you know that we're moving now to 3ds Max 2012. The rest of the tutorial will be carried out in 3ds Max 2012. Turn that off. You don't have to use 3ds Max 2012, by the way. I'm just using it simply because I have it. Because some people are so shallow that they'll go, ooh, a 3ds Max 2012 tutorial. That is amazing. I so want to purchase everything 3D Palace ever made. Because there are people that are sad like that. Anything else I can think of? Let's have a look at the material editor. There's actually some new and exciting materials came through. I need to just change my renderer. Actually, no, I'll just use iRay, sod it. So if you look over here at the Autodesk material library, I can go and grab a metal and then just pick one of these. Like this checker plates, gunmetal, antique gunmetal, you see. So, for example, let's select all these parts here. And then Control I to select all the other bits instead. I'm going to drag my gunmetal over to here. And then just assign it to my selection like that. And I can show my shaded material in this viewport. Next, let's see, for the other parts, Do a Control I just to invert my selection. And maybe not a ceramic, but some sort of a hard plastic perhaps. Not latex. See what we got. Don't want transparent, although transparent is cool. Polycarbonate smoked, that sounds fun. There we go. Now all we have to do is drop back into our renderer, because I tapped F9 and paused it. And this will load up iRay again, and now we can have a look at what it looks like. We haven't got any lights in, so it's just going to use our default scene lights. Very powerful renderer, iRay. I remember seeing it when it was being beated a while ago. There you go. Now, bearing in mind, obviously, we don't have any backgrounds or anything for it to pick up any reflections off. But I think that's a pretty good start. And of course, we can put our safe frames on, so we can see exactly what we're going to render and what we're not going to render. There we are. And let's see if I press 8. And for my environment map, I could just pick a MR physical sky. That's a good place to start, I suppose. Okay, now let's go back to rendering again. Just a simple way of putting a fast background into it. Wait patiently again. Tra-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la. It's quite bright, as you can see. And by quite bright, I mean absurdly bright. Nice, though. Anyway, we'll mess around with this some more, because, you know, it's all part of the process of having fun. Anyway, what am I saying? Yep, so, next tutorial, we're going to focus on probably going around the back of this a little bit, doing a couple more bits we need to do. These bits are attached, we need to add some additional detail to these top plates, and then we're going to start work on the sternum. So until then, thanks for watching, and see you in the next part of the tutorial.